know it is pretty good about Jack and Diane. Okay, they were two American kids. Okay, all right. So attendees. Well, I am doing this. Please take out your packets, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Adriana, Skylar, Giselle. All right, ladies, gentlemen. Stefani, Karina, Albert, Ray, Cameron. No. Evelyn, I saw. Finley, I saw. Adriana, I saw. Elsa, Itzel. Abigail. No Abigail today. Jules, Aiden. Yep. Alicio. Thank you. Sorry, didn't see you back there. Zach, I think you're back there too, right? Yep. Sam and Kevin. Theo, good. All right. So, 45, 11, 15. Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of things before we get going today. Number one, we're going to take our unit test on Tuesday of next week. Okay? So on Monday, we will spend time reviewing the entire unit, talking about what was on the entire unit, answering questions that you may have, things like that. So that is the plan for Monday. And then on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our unit test. Your unit test is already written. On Monday, I will tell you how many questions there are on it. I think there's like 15 or 16, something like that. I'll tell you what is on the test today. I'll show you in just a minute. But that's what we'll do. And then we're going to give you some more time on that problem-solving worksheet. Again, ladies and gentlemen, with that worksheet, you have to do problems like that all year long. I don't know if I have stressed this enough, and maybe I have, but I will say it again. The things that we are doing right now, you are going to be doing all year long in this class. You are going to be taking measurements. You are going to be looking at the precision and the accuracy of those measurements. You are going to be working with sig figs. You are going to be doing problem solving. Okay? When we get into the second trimester of this class, every day you are going to be working problems, and those problems rely on you being able to work through and get from one unit to another. Okay? So what we're doing now is important later on down the line. The other really important thing is that you do not put yourself behind right away. This class becomes a lot more difficult if things start to slip away from you, you start to get behind, and you don't get caught up at some point. Okay? Because it does not get easier. So please keep that in mind. Okay? Today I'd like to start out with a question of the day, and it's a simple question. If you had the choice, would you rather have your favorite home-cooked meal, or would you rather go out to eat? And if you're going out to eat, where are you going? And if you're going to have your favorite home-cooked meal, what are you having? If I'm having a home-cooked meal, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having steak and shrimp. Okay? Both done on the grill. I'll cook them both. Okay? And that's one of my favorite home-cooked meals. But if I'm going out to eat, I like to go out to eat to just about anywhere. Last week, Friday, my wife and I went to Mexico Lindo and had a very good meal there. I like to go to Red Lobster. I like to go to a lot of different places. So I'm not a big fan of favorites, ladies and gentlemen. In other words, if you ask me what my favorite color is, I'm going to tell you I don't have one. Okay? What my favorite kind of music is, I don't have one. I listen to a lot of different music. If you look in my closet, there's a lot of red and black in it, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite color. My mother, I knew what her favorite color was. It was red. Why? because we had a living room in our house that had red carpeting and red crushed velvet furniture in it. It was an overkill of red, ladies and gentlemen. It really was. Okay? So, would you rather have your favorite home cooked meal or go out for dinner? Okay? Is there a favorite that you're going to have, Shiny?
Well, my dad makes the food, so I feel like a home dish.
Okay. Okay. All right. You're going out? Where are you going, Kevin? Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. I prefer Legend Larry's over Buffalo Wild Wings, but Buffalo Wild Wings is not bad. All right? All right? Who else? There are no wrong answers here, ladies and gentlemen, until I tell you they're wrong. So come on, go ahead. Elsa, which one? You don't know? You would do either? Okay. All right. Aiden?
Maybe like go out.
I'm sorry?
Go out.
Okay. Do you have a certain place you'd like to go? No? Okay. Fair enough. Karina? Cooked meal? Is there something special you want? So, like, if it were your birthday and you got to pick the meal, would you go out somewhere or would you eat in? And if you ate in, what would you eat? Any idea?
Every year I'm supposed to celebrate my birthday.
And that's a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Stephanie, you kind of like agree with that, huh?
Yeah.
Would that be your choice too?
Yes, I was a citizen.
Okay. Okay. All right. Zach, what are you thinking? Other than don't call on me, Mr. Brand.
Probably eat out.
Any certain place?
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse? Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. Adriana, you're shaking your head no.
I like the bread, but the steak has one kind of thing.
Okay, so where would you go? So would you rather have a home cooked meal then?
I like this meal that my friends do. My friends mom. I don't know what it's called. It sounds crazy.
Okay. Okay. All right. Ray?
I mean, there's a bunch of home cooked meals I like, but I mean, like, if I had to go out, I'd probably choose Sushi Lover because I really like sushi.
You really like sushi, huh? That was probably the wrong answer of the day, Ray. Okay? I am not a sushi fan. I've never had it and I can't bring myself to eat it. Sorry.
Why not?
Because I think if fish were, I don't think fish was made to be eaten raw. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not like it's like crawling around on your plate.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, but again, I don't want him to
Yes,
take.
you also-
I don't want him to take and butcher a steak and lay it on a plate and say, "Here, go eat it."
You
I
also
mean,
don't have to eat it raw.
Yeah.
You can get cooked fish with sushi.
okay,
It's better.
it's better raw.
Yeah.
See, I've never tried sushi, and sushi is not one of those things where I'm going to go order it, so I have to find a way to try it. Okay, and I don't think getting sushi from like a gas station would be a good choice.
No.
No.
God,
No. Okay, all right. What else? Sam, you got one?
Go out.
Where are you gonna go? Just go out? Doesn't really matter as long as it's going out, huh? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Finley,
Home cooked.
home cook? What are you gonna have?
My mom makes a really good mac and cheese.
My daughter makes a really good mac and cheese. It's amazing how things change. Because when my daughter was younger and we would go out to eat, the question of the day when you would go out to eat is the macaroni and cheese Kraft macaroni and cheese? And if the answer was no, she would not eat it if we dined out. And now she makes her own mac and cheese. So things change. Things change. Anybody else? Yes.
Is it regular mac and cheese or is it baked mac and cheese?
What my daughter makes? Regular. She doesn't bake it. But she makes it herself. So she makes all the stuff that goes into it and she puts different cheeses and stuff in it. So. All right. Jules.
if I'm going out,
Okay.
there's only one place that I go out every year on the same day. It's Olive Garden for my birthday. I always choose Olive Garden.
Okay.
I get the chicken parm. Except I don't do marinara sauce. I do Alfredo.
Okay. Okay. So chicken parm with Alfredo. Not a bad choice. Good choice.
But if I'm getting a home cooked meal, my friend's mom, she makes a really good shrimp Alfredo.
Okay. Okay. So you got this Alfredo thing going.
I love Alfredo.
Okay. 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 So, anybody else? Okay. All right. I don't know if it's a good idea starting the day out talking about foods that you're going to eat because it's a long way to go till lunch, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll get there. We'll survive. I do want to show you this, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe, could be, possibly. No, not that. No, not that. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. You see me pressing you hear me pressing the button, right? And nothing's happening, correct? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's do this. Okay, here are the topics, ladies and gentlemen, that are going to be on your test on Tuesday. Yes. It is already in Infinite Campus for you. Okay. It is in the agenda for the day. Okay. If you want to take your phones out and take a picture of this real quick, do it right now. Do it right now, and then I'll talk about it. Okay. Did you want me to pose in front of it, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, please. Okay.
Okay. So, here's what's going to be on your quiz, ladies and gentlemen. The one definition that I will guarantee you will be on your test is
Matter. Chemistry.
the definition of chemistry. 6 points on your test. If you think about it, that is almost 10%. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy, Jules? The science of the study of matter, structure, properties, composition, and the changes it undergoes. 6 points. Okay? Now, I will ask you to define some other terms too. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are, but experiment, observation, constant, control, variable, those were some of the terms that we learned. I will not ask you to define the relationships, inverse and direct. I will not ask you to define a constant or a non-constant relationship. I will ask you for sure about qualitative and quantitative observations. You should know the difference between the two. You should be able to give me examples of the two. Okay? I will have questions on there about accuracy and precision, just like on your quiz the other day. So you will have a question on there about accuracy and precision, at least one or two. Okay? I will ask you questions about measurements. Instrument, you should know what type of measure it is. You should know what unit it measures in. Okay? You should know how to read an instrument. Now, please remember, there is a difference between the place an instrument reads to and the place you report an answer to, unless the instrument happens to be what? Digital. So what is our rule for the reading a non-digital instrument? One place beyond what it reads to. So again, like on the quiz, you saw a picture of a graduated cylinder. You saw the markings on it. Okay? It reads to the ones place. Your measurement goes to the tenths. Please remember, even if you put the tenths as 0.0, you are at least reporting your measurement to the tenths place then. And that is what you have to do with an instrument. is go one place beyond the precision of the instrument, beyond what it is marked out in. And please remember, you may see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, but there may be marks between 10 and 20 that are the ones place. Find the smallest place that it reads to and go one beyond that. Okay? Questions? Okay. There will be questions on sig figs and uncertainty, as well as math with sig figs. When we talk about math with sig figs, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about either addition and subtraction or multiplication and division. And I believe there are 3 or 4 problems on the test. So you can figure pretty much one of each kind. Now, the rules are the same for addition and subtraction, and the rules are the same for multiplication and division. I guess what I would like to do real quick here is make one point very clear. If you look at a number, how many sig figs this number has is based off of the number of digits that are important. The one digit we never, or let me rephrase this. The one digit that is in question is what? Zeros. So you have zeros here that are at the beginning. What do we know about zeros at the beginning? They're never significant. And all of the ones at the beginning, before the decimal, after the decimal, if they are at the start of a number, we never count them. All right, what about this 0 here? Where is it at? It's in the middle, and that means what? That is a yes. That one is always significant because it's in the middle. These zeros are where? Well, where are they first? They're at the end, and you are absolutely right, Ray. They are sometimes significant. Now, what would make them significant? Okay, is there a decimal in this number? Yes. So how many sig figs? 5 sig figs. Now, the last question. Which of these digits is the uncertain digit? Which one? Yes. Now, where is always the uncertain digit in a number? No. It is not always at the end. Most of the time, it is the last digit. But it is always the last sig fig. The uncertain digit is always the last sig fig. Now, you are right, Kevin. In this case, it is that last 0, correct? When is the only time when it may not be the last digit? And you are half right. If there's no decimal and the number ends with zeros. Where is the last sig fig in 5,210? It is the 1. Okay? So the last sig fig is always your uncertain digit. That is the one that you, as the person taking the measurement, got to estimate. That is always where the uncertainty is. Questions? Now, here's what I am telling you. On your quiz, you will be given 5 numbers. You will be asked to tell me how many sig figs there are, and you will be asked to circle the uncertain digit. That should be an easy 10 points for you. But if not, you're going to have to ask some questions. Okay? All right. Base units. Okay? What are the 7 base units? What do they measure? What instrument do we use? Okay? They are right up there. You can't read that. You better write it down on somewhere. I don't know, like a periodic table or something. I'm going to ask you about that. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, there will be 3 problems on unit cancellation. You will only have to do 2 out of the 3. You can pick which 2 problems you want to do. And then there will be 4 bonus questions on the test that have to do with science, but not necessarily anything that we have learned in here. Okay? So, for example, a bonus question may be, what element represents what they do with a dead chemist? What element on the periodic table represents what they would do with a dead chemist? Else is looking like, what are you talking about? Any idea at all, Elsa? What do they do with dead people? What?
Bury them.
Yeah. Barium. The element barium on the periodic table represents what they do with dead chemists. Right? Bonus points. You get them, you get extra points. You don't, you don't. Okay? Good. Questions? Now, I would like to go through one more problem on your packet with you. Is there someone who has a problem that they would like me to go through?
Can we do the long one?
Can we do the which one?
Number 12, like the long one.
We could, but I think there are better ones that we could do. But if you wanted me to do that, if you had no other choices, I would be happy to do that. On the first or the second part? So 55 miles per hour expressed in meters per second? Or is that, am I not, do I got to go further? Okay. All right. So 1 mole of a substance has 6.02 times 10. This one?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. We'll do this. If you'd like, I will show you how to do the other one, Ray. It's just that is a long one. And to be honest, that is a challenging problem for people that if you want to attempt it, please go ahead. But there will be nothing like that on the test. Nothing. Okay? All right. Let's go back. All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My suggestion to you with a problem like this is a couple of things. Number one, you have got a lot of conversion facts up here at the top. The problem is they're in a format that is very difficult to use. So what I would do if I were you is I think a lot of you are getting pretty good at being able to take this is equal to this and make it into a conversion factor. Put part on top, part on the bottom. So I would take the time on number 8 to take and read this and then make conversion factors out of it. So 1 mole of a substance has 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules in it. If 1 mole of water has a mass of 18.015 grams and 1 molecule of water is made up of 3 atoms, how many atoms are there in 2 liters of water? The density of water is 0.997 grams per milliliter. So I am going to ask you this. Again, what unit are we trying to end in here? What unit are we ultimately trying to get to? No. Atoms. We are ultimately trying to get to so many atoms. Now, what are we going to begin with? How much? 2 liters. So we are trying to go from liters into atoms. Okay? Questions? All right. So what information do we have? We have this 1.00 moles equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. Now, this is a number in scientific notation, and I have not shown you how to put that into a calculator yet. I will do that with you in just a minute. Okay? I do not give you anything like this on the test, just so you know. Okay? 1 mole of water equals 18.015 grams. 1 molecule, and you have to be careful here, there is a difference between a mole and a molecule, equals 3 atoms. Okay? And there is one other thing that you are given. What is it? What is the other conversion factor that you are given in this problem?
Liters?
What do you mean? You're given the density of water. Now, when you look at this way, ladies and gentlemen, I would rewrite this way. I would rewrite this as 0.997 grams equals 1 milliliter. Because I think it's easier to use as a conversion factor when you see it this way than when you see it that way. And that might be the worst 7 I have ever written in my life, ladies and gentlemen. So I will try to write it better. Okay. So we are going to start out with 2.00 liters. Now, do I have anything in any of these conversions that is close to liters or liters? I don't have liters, but I do have milliliters, right? Well, milliliters can relate to liters. Does anyone know what the relationship between milliliters and liters is? Thank you. 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. If you're on the test and you're stuck on that, a metric conversion, which is what this is, all you have to do is ask me. And I will tell you that 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So we are going to take and we are going to start trying to get this out of liters and into atoms. Okay. So what is the first conversion we are going to use? We need to get rid of the unit of liters. What's the first conversion we're going to use? 1,000 milliliters over 1 liter. That will get us out of liters. All right, how do we get out of milliliters? Okay, what goes on top? What goes on the bottom? So 1 milliliter, we're using this one up here now. .997 grams over 1 milliliter. We are in grams now. Okay. Now I need something else in grams. What have we got that also uses the unit of grams? Okay. We're going to use this one right here. What goes on top? What goes on the bottom? 1 mole on top. 18.015 grams goes on the bottom. Grams and grams cancel out. Questions so far? And again, we just keep moving along. Now, there are a few things that a mole is equal to, correct? One of them was grams. Okay, we use that. Now I need to get rid of moles and into another unit. What else can I use that can get me out of moles? But that's not mole. That's where we got to be careful. That's molecule, right? So how do I get from moles to molecules to be able to use this?
1 mole, 6.2.
Okay. So what goes where?
Mole goes
1 mole goes on the bottom. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules goes on top. Now, can I ask a question? Thank you. What kind of number is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd? Really big or really small? Huge. Really big. So what is that going to mean for our answer here? Expect a really big number because that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd is on top, right? What if it were on the bottom? And you would expect a really small number. This is 6.02 with 21 zeros after it. 21 zeros. That's a lot. But we're still not done yet because we're only in molecules, right? So now what? We want to get to atoms. We're not there yet. What's next? What goes where? 3 atoms. 1 molecule on the bottom. All this is unit cancellation. All we have done is taken all of these things and made it so that our units cancel out until we finally got into the unit that we wanted of atoms. Okay? Now, take out your calculators, ladies and gentlemen. If you have my calculator, that's going to be the best. But if you don't have my calculator, if you have yours, I will show you where you will find what you need. On your calculator, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking for a very specific button. On your calculator, to put this number right here, this 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd in a calculation, you need to find I'm worried here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all this doesn't go away when I hit this button. The button that you need to find is the EE button on this calculator. Right here. Now this is a second function. Every one of my calculators is exactly the same. If you have a different calculator, I will be happy to come by and show you where your scientific notation button is if you have one. But this is the button that we are going to need when we do this. Because when we use this button, ladies and gentlemen, it takes 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd and makes it into one number in your calculator. There are people who will type in 6.02 times parentheses 10, the caret key, and 23. That will work as well, but this is an easier way of entering that number. Okay? An easier way of entering that number. So, yes, it's all still there. So we are going to multiply everything on the top together. So in your calculator, we are going to enter all this. So you start out 2.00 times 1,000 times 0.997. Now, to enter this, you are going to hit times 6.02. Then, because that EE button is a second button, you have to hit the second button up in the upper left-hand corner, and then hit the EE button. On your display will be the letter E, correct? After it, type in 23. Hit times 3. Divided by, and you don't need to put this in parentheses because we're only putting one number in, 18.015. Now, hit the equal button and tell me what we got. Go ahead. I'm going to put the answer down here because I'm out of room. Now you should have a number, and then in the corner, in the lower right, it should say times 10 to some digits. So, first of all, how many sig figs here?
3.
So, give me the first 3 digits and round the third digit based on the fourth of what you're seeing. What do we got?
2. 2.
What?
I mean 2. We got, the answer is 1.999.
Okay, so 2.00. Are we agreeing on that, everybody? Times 10. Now give me that power. It's probably 20 some or so, something like that.
26.
26. Everybody get that? Okay, what's the unit?
Times.
Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I could give you a problem much more difficult than this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conversion factors. We have numbers on the top and the bottom. If you could set this up and do something like this, you are doing very well for yourself. Questions? Okay. I will give you the rest of the time to work on things. If you have questions, please raise your hand, call me over. I will be happy to answer them. If you want to go in back and work at the tables, there are the chalk markers on the middle. There are towels out at each station for you. I will be happy to come around and show you any answers. If you would like me to go over the very last problem because you want to do that one, I would be happy to meet with the group and show you how to do that as well. Okay? But I'm not going to show you the last problem because unless you are really good at this and want to see that one, that was just kind of a bonus problem on there for you. Okay? All right, go to work, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Grant, can you show me?
I certainly can show you how to use that button on your calculator.
I tried to find this. and,
Okay.
like,
All right, on this calculator, well, first of all, not everyone has it. Okay, it's right. This one. So that is your scientific notation. Oh wait, actually it's down here. This is easier. So 6.2. That, and the next digit you type will be the power of 23. Okay? Now because your calculator has that, you don't have to put it in parentheses or anything like that. You just put it in like one number, like the 0.997, like the 2.00, times that whole thing, and then whatever math you want to do afterwards. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Mr. Grant,
Me.
So you gotta tell me where you work first. And you can't go. It's not a touch screen, sorry.
Good. I work in a place.
Okay. You might not get back in if you don't tell me. Bless you.
YouTube.